Hello, Abraham. Thank you for having me here. You were just talking about the aligning these four things that weren't right by aligning the one that is. And in my receiving mode, I receive.
That takes focus, though, doesn't it? That takes the ability to separate and discern and focus. And that takes practice.
And decision making. And
focus and decision are the same thing, yeah.
Right. I received the inspiration about a couple of months ago to take on a project which is very exciting and I'm passionate about and I'm having a lot of fun. And it's to run a half marathon in January and a full marathon in June. And I received all these ideas of how to track my progress and what I want to do with this. It's all passion driven, it's effortless, it's all easy, like a jigsaw puzzle coming together very quickly. The pieces just fell into place without my having to manipulate the pieces.
That's good indication that it is unfolding and that you're allowing it, yeah.
Correct. And I feel like a kid, like a young boy, just crazy about this project. And I just wanted to say that things got better at work. They were okay, but they got better without my focusing on work. And it's put me in positions of being singled out by management as a person of greater value. And relationship situations have come together. Things that were in gestation, and I loved how you used that word yesterday, have actually come to fruition. And I wasn't even working on them. They just, became better.
Because you weren't working against them. You see, you don't have to work for the stuff because you already did the work. It's in the vortex, and now your inner being's carrying the work, if you want to call it that. But you weren't working against them because you weren't thinking about them.
Correct. I wasn't thinking about them at all. They were like on hold in gestation, and all of a sudden, wow, they're activated. My imagination has been triggered by this, so I keep receiving. I have identified these projects, but I keep receiving visuals, symbolic visuals, of how training for these three races is just a mere anchor point.
Yeah.
A mere anchor point for a much broader vision that is gradually unfolding.
Well, it's sort of like the conversation that we just had. When you have something that breaks loose in that way, as our friend said, then I found I could do it about this, and I could do it about this, and I could do it about this. This is an example of how it works. It's like learning mathematics. Now you can apply it to any equation and figure it out.
Yeah. So I'm having so much fun with this equation right now that I'm just going to, I've got my teeth really into it. But I can see the broader vision that this is calling forth.
Well, let's talk about the broader vision. Could the broader vision be, hey, this works with everything?
Yeah, it works. Yeah, of course, yeah.
And so now it's just a matter of deciding what are the everythings that I want it to work for, which takes a little life experience and discernment. We'll just be very brief here. Wouldn't it be interesting if there was such a plethora of magnificent things in your vortex, all ripe and ready for you to receive, and this experience is just setting you up to allow the avalanche of that to flow through you into manifestation?
Avalanche is a great word.
Well,
it's a great, and that's
enough to keep you busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes, really. But you all, once you get that open and it begins flowing, and the universe is so capable of delivering so many things that you want, all in the same experience.
And when I'm a little bit off my lane and I feel the pebbles, the trembling of the pebbles, an image that you use, I just focus on my races and I focus on my training. And I'm right on the lane and everything works out.
So you have momentum about that thought. It's an easy subject to get on. It's an easy subject to maintain because it gives you so much pleasure. And the most important thing that you have said to us that we want to reflect back to you and to everyone is that because it's such a pleasurable subject, it's easy for you to focus on. And that's a little counterintuitive to most humans because you think you should be focusing on the things that are harder instead of the things that give you the most pleasure. But when you focus upon the things that give you the most pleasure, then other things fall into place because you're not doing that thing you do that was keeping them from happening.
That is exactly what I am experiencing in my life.
It's like you're holding the cork under the water, and then you get excited about this marathon, and you get distracted, and you just let go of it, and it bobs back up.
Most people would see that running a half marathon in January and a full marathon in June would be efforting. But what it is I'm full of enthusiasm, and I'm full of passion about it. and a lot of playfulness and a lot of athletic joy. But so there is no effort for me in doing this. There is no effort. I don't feel I'm efforting. I feel that it may look like that from the outside, but not my experience.
So let's just say the law basis of what you just said. I hold no beliefs that give me the feeling of doubt. I only hold beliefs that give me the feeling of joy. I have no expectation that worries me. My expectation all feels good. Therefore, I can pronounce to myself, and that's all that matters, I hold no resistance about this subject. And in the absence of resistance, there's no effort. Effort is only necessary to overcome resistance. And so many people don't do the energy work, and then they apply the effort to compensate for the energy work they didn't do. And that's what makes life feel and be hard. But when you do the energy work first, and then you are inspired to the action because you've done the energy work, then effort isn't part of it. Then instead of effort, you call it inspiration. Even though it may look the same to anyone who's watching it happen, there's a big difference in the way it feels. And the biggest difference in it is the stamina, and the endurance isn't the right word, because endurance is more a resistance-based word. But when you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, the replenishing, you continue to be replenished.
So I just want to close by saying the last 10 years of my life have been the happiest, and you're a big part of that, your teachings, and how I have chosen to focus on them and apply them.
Yes.
And tomorrow is my birthday, and I turn 65, and I feel very, very young and very vibrant and very full of life.
Yeah, no question.
So thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Hi. So here I was 6 months, a little bit over 6 months ago, and I had this huge desire. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people felt what I wanted. And I talked about, okay, the step 1, wanting it. The step 2, you got it. The step 3, allow it. And this tough time of allowing it. And all you told me was just, you got this. I mean, the desire is so huge that you're going to have it. Trust. Just trust in that moment, in that feeling you have, like in the process and everything, right? So here I am, 6 months later, pregnant of my 6-month baby. Like, it's here. So the manifestation happened as soon as I was out of here, and here, a minute later, here it is, right? So trust, yeah. And I came back and I'm so excited. I'm like, I have to tell Abraham. I mean, this is so easy. And at the same time, people make it so difficult. I make it so difficult, right? So,
isn't it interesting how something as simple as a thought of worry about something, a thought that produces worry, is the reason that what is desired is not allowed by you? Isn't it thrilling to realize that you've got your hand on the valve and you're the one that chooses whether it's open or closed, and that it doesn't matter what other excuses you use, still that is always what it is. So it's just a desire of wanting to feel better and a little practice of finding thoughts that do feel better to make all the difference in the world about anything.
Anything.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you talked again, like step 1, like ask, step 2, 3, and then examples, you know, like you hear a lot of, oh, I wanted that job, and then action, 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 got an offer, got the job, and the next thing you know, all these people start calling you, right? So, I mean, I already have the job, I don't even want it anymore, why is this happening? Well, like the step 3, that allowing it. You just stop thinking about not having it. Now that you have, you start attracting, again, the boyfriend. I don't have broke up with so many. Now I want one. I really want one. And here I am again, attract someone that I like, but then all these ex-boyfriends start calling as soon as I have the boyfriend, and this is all it. You just let go, right?
In the subject of conceiving and pregnancy, we've been offering that analogy for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Can't conceive, finally give up, adopt a baby, then get pregnant. And it's because there's no lack of baby. Once you adopt the baby, you're not focused upon the absence of the baby. So you've got the boyfriend, so you're not focused upon the absence of the boyfriend, and then they come out of the woodwork. Someone should write a book about this.
Right. And then the step 4, here is the one that today is being discussed. Step 4, okay, we all understand that we can manifest. We have all these examples. The person that was here now, he's turning 65 and running a marathon. I mean, how cool is that? And then the other person that came before, the achieving of it, and the person feeling that finally he let go and now all these things are happening, and how do I maintain it? So I think this is the insight we're all getting today.
So let's talk about exactly that for just a moment, and then we want to hear what else is on your mind.
Of course.
So step 3, get into the receiving mode. Step 4, master that, own that, get into the receiving mode on purpose, stay in the receiving mode on purpose. Step 4, mastery, really good at step 3, mastery of the receiving mode. Step 5 is so important to step 4. Step 4 is so important to step 3 because step 4 is maintaining step 3 for longer pieces of time. Step 5 matters as much to step 4 as step 4 matters to step 3. Having fun with this? We are. Step 5 says, back in step 1 and not mad at myself. Step 5 is accepting the brilliance and the power and the importance of contrast without introducing resistance into my equation by being mad at myself for not maintaining my alignment. You follow that? You gotta chill out. You gotta say, I get this. I know how it works. I might not be doing it all the time, but I know how it works. I got this. I know what to do. I have this example and this example and this example in my own life. Or I heard this. I heard this. I heard this. And so once you acknowledge that you have that understanding, you now know, you now know how these laws work. And now your work is the fun, not the work. Now your work is the fun, not the work. We just use work because you like that word so much. It makes you feel honorable and productive. The work is that it's not work. The work is to find the feeling place of it, and then watch the laws of the universe deliver to you circumstances and events and timing. Yeah.
Agreed. And again, one more thing. Here I was a couple weeks ago in Nepal, where, all I heard is, you can't do this, the altitude, and you're going to get sick, you're pregnant. You can't go somewhere so remote. How about if something happens to you and your baby, or you can't, but just the thrill of it, just being there. And then here I was on top of this mountain, just looking around, and then I thought, my goodness, if I heard you all like that, resistance, all that talk, I wouldn't be experiencing this moment. I wouldn't be here on top of this mountain right now and looking at this beauty and with her, and I'm sure she was experiencing it too with me, and so delicious. So to close this, I wonder, so I know I'm going to have to be out of her way, and I can't wait for her teachings. I mean, this is so exciting. She's going to teach me so much, and I'm just really thrilled with the whole thing. I want to see if you can tap into her vibration now, and if she can tell us like a little something so we can close
Well,
this.
The powerful thing that we are hearing and feeling is how well I have chosen, 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 how well I have chosen. Yeah. And one more thing. This mother was worth waiting for.
Thank you.
Yeah.